Hello, friends. Today I want to talk about something we all love, sweetness. But when sweetness becomes too much, it can harm our health. So, how to reduce sugar intake, and why it matters more than ever. Taking care of ourselves is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Over the long term, our physical, mental, and emotional well-being all depend on a foundation of good habits. When we eat well, move well, sleep well, manage stress, we build resilience. When we neglect those habits, small issues accumulate, and before long they turn into chronic illness, fatigue, or emotional burnout. Sugar, especially the added kind, is one of those hidden threats. We might not see it, but the effects mount quietly. Reducing sugar intake is one of the most powerful self-care steps you can take. In this talk, I'll walk you through causes, warning signs, remedies, prevention, and more, so you can make positive changes that last. Let's examine the conditions and habits that work against our health, and which often drive us toward over-consuming sugar. Poor diet, excessive processed food, many packaged snacks, sweetened beverages, cereals, sauces, and desserts contain hidden sugars. Because they taste good and are convenient, we overconsume them. Lack of physical activity. When we don't burn energy, our metabolism slows, and we tend to crave quick carbs or sugary foods for fast energy. Chronic stress. High stress levels stimulate cravings for comfort foods, often high in sugar, because they temporarily spike dopamine or serotonin. Emotional eating, boredom. Using sugar as a coping mechanism for sadness, loneliness, or boredom is quite common. Poor sleep, sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep disrupts hormones, like ghrelin and leptin, that regulate hunger and satiety, often leading to sugar cravings. Smoking, alcohol. These habits can worsen metabolic health and reduce willpower or appetite control, making it easier to overeat sugar. Habit and environment. If your household, workplace, or social circle is full of sugary snacks, it's much easier to slip. Also, food marketing and product placement push sugary options. When these risk factors combine, they create a cycle. Stress leads to sugar cravings, which lead to energy crashes, which lead to more sugar, and so on. Diseases, conditions linked to high sugar and poor self-care. If sugar and poor habits go unchecked, they can contribute to or worsen these conditions. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, repeated blood sugar spikes become harder to regulate. Obesity, metabolic syndrome. Excess sugars convert to fat, especially visceral, belly fat. Heart disease, cardiovascular problems, elevated triglycerides, high blood pressure, inflammation, atherosclerosis. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, too much sugar, especially fructose, burdens the liver. Hypertension, sugar-related weight gain and inflammation can raise blood pressure. Dental decay, cavities, sugar feeds harmful bacteria in the mouth. Chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. Excess sugar contributes to inflammatory pathways, which is a root cause of many chronic diseases. Mood disorders, mental health issues, sugar crashes, brain inflammation, and poor gut health can worsen depression, anxiety, and mood swings. Immune dysfunction, susceptibility to infection. High sugar weakens immune response, impairs white blood cell function. Accelerated aging, skin issues, glycation, sugar binding to proteins, damages collagen and elastin, leading to wrinkles and stiffness. Symptoms, warning signs that your health may be declining. How do you know something might be off? Watch for these warning signs: persistent fatigue, low energy, brain fog, frequent illnesses, colds, poor recovery, sudden weight gain, especially around waist, or difficulty losing weight, mood swings, irritability, cravings, emotional imbalance, cravings for sweets, especially in the afternoon or evening, frequent thirst or dry mouth, high blood pressure, elevated resting heart rate, elevated blood sugar or borderline glucose levels, skin changes, acne, dark patches, e.g. acanthosis nigricans, digestive disturbances, bloating, irregularity, sleep disturbances, difficulty falling or staying asleep, joint pain, stiffness, or swelling, inflammation. difficulty concentrating or retaining memory. If you notice several of these, it's a sign your body is struggling to maintain balance. Treatment, remedies, for early symptoms or moderate risk. If you're in the early stages, noticing warning signs but not yet diagnosed with a serious disease, here are actionable steps. Lifestyle changes, gradual sugar reduction, don't go cold turkey at once. Start by cutting down sweetened beverages, soda, sweetened coffee, tea. Reduce added sugar in recipes by 20 to 30% and allow your taste buds to adjust. Replace sugary snacks with fruit, nuts, or healthy proteins. Eat a balanced diet based meals on whole foods, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, legumes. Include fiber, which slows sugar absorption and reduces glucose spikes. Use healthy fats, olive oil, nuts, avocado, to increase satiety. Favor low glycemic index carbohydrates. Regular physical activity. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate activity weekly, walking, cycling, swimming. Combine strength training, 2 to 3 times per week, to build muscle and improve insulin sensitivity. Include movement breaks if your day is sedentary, stretch, walk every hour. Sleep hygiene. Target 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly. Maintain a regular sleep schedule, avoid screens before bed, create a calm sleep environment. Limit caffeine and heavy meals late in the evening. Stress management, emotional health. Practice mindfulness, deep breathing, meditation, yoga, or journaling. Seek therapy or counseling when emotional eating is a pattern. Engage in hobbies, nature, or social support to reduce chronic stress. Hydration. Drink enough water. General guideline: till to half your body weight in ounces. Adjust for activity and climate. Water helps curb cravings and supports metabolism. Mindful eating and portion control. Eat slowly, chew well, pay attention to hunger, fullness cues. Avoid eating while distracted, e.g. watching TV. Use smaller plates to manage portion sizes. Label reading, ingredient awareness. Watch for hidden sugars, sucrose, dextrose, fructose, glucose, maltose, corn syrup, etc. Choose no added sugar or unsweetened versions when possible. Be cautious, low-fat items often add sugar to improve flavor. Medical, professional interventions, checkups and lab tests, fasting glucose, HbA1c, lipid panel, liver function, blood pressure, etc. Consult a registered dietitian, nutritionist. Personalized plans help you reduce sugar in a way that fits your preferences. Medication, if required, in pre-diabetes or early insulin resistance, a physician may prescribe drugs, e.g. metformin, alongside lifestyle therapy or behavior coaching, for emotional eating, addiction to sweets, or psychological support. Regular monitoring and follow-up. Keep track of progress and adjust plans as needed. Home remedies, simple supportive measures. Cinnamon, fenugreek seed, or bitter melon have been studied for mild blood sugar support. Use carefully, check with your physician. Apple cider vinegar, in diluted form, before meals may reduce postprandial glucose spikes. Evidence is mixed. Use spices, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, to enhance perceived sweetness without sugar. Swap refined sugar with small amounts of natural sweeteners, stevia, monk fruit, in moderation. Use fresh herbs, citrus, or flavored water to add taste without sugar. Prevention, self-care plan, daily and long-term. Here's a practical, daily roadmap you can adopt or adapt. Morning. Start with a protein-rich breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, quinoa bowl, and include fiber, fruit, oats. Avoid or minimize sugary cereals, pastries, sugary coffee drinks. Hydrate, water or herbal tea. Light movement or stretching to kickstart metabolism. Midday lunch, balanced plate, vegetables, protein, complex carbs, healthy fat. If a snack is needed, choose nuts, fresh fruit, or a small amount of dark chocolate, 70% plus. Avoid sweetened drinks. Opt for water, seltzer, herbal tea, or black coffee. Afternoon move, short walk or stretch break to reduce sugar cravings. Stay hydrated. If cravings strike, have a small protein plus fiber snack first. Evening, dinner. Focus dinner on lean protein plus non-starchy vegetables plus whole grains. Avoid sugary sauces, make your own dressings, sauces, olive oil, herbs, vinegar. Dessert. Try fruit, yogurt parfait, or a small treat, low sugar, rather than high sugar dessert. Before bed, light stretching or gentle movement to wind down. Avoid late sugary snacks or heavy carbs. Do a relaxing routine, reading, deep breathing. Aim for consistent sleep time. Weekly, monthly habits. Plan and prep meals ahead, reduce impulse eating. Reduce sugar gradually, e.g. every 1 to 2 weeks, reduce another 10 to 20%. Track progress, food journal, apps, photos, weight, body measurements. Schedule regular medical checkups and lab work. Reflect and adjust, what's working, what's not. Celebrate small wins to build momentum. Social, environmental strategies. At social gatherings, offer dessert alternatives or bring a low sugar dish. Keep tempting sugary foods out of your home, out of sight, out of reach. Surround yourself with supportive people or a buddy who shares your goals. The concept of preventive medicine dates back to ancient times, specifically, the idea of, first, do no harm, and maintaining balance in body, mind, and spirit. In the 20th century, as processed foods and refined sugar became ubiquitous, scientists began linking chronic diseases, diabetes, heart disease, to diet. Landmark research in nutrition in the 1970s-1990s established that added sugars, not naturally occurring sugars in fruits, vegetables, were a major factor in metabolic disease. More recently, studies have highlighted how excess sugar activates inflammatory pathways, disrupts gut microbiome balance, and causes what's known as glycation, binding of sugar to proteins, damaging them. Public health guidelines, such as those from the World Health Organization, now recommend limiting added sugar to less than 10%, or even 5%, of daily caloric intake, to mitigate chronic disease risk. If excessive sugar intake and poor self-care continue unchecked over months or years, potential outcomes include full-blown type 2 diabetes, sometimes with complications, neuropathy, kidney disease, retinopathy, cardiovascular disease, heart attack, stroke, heart failure, severe obesity, mobility issues, joint degeneration, and progression of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease to more serious liver disease, chronic hypertension and kidney damage, cognitive decline, increased risk of Alzheimer's or vascular dementia, persistent mental health issues, depression, anxiety, weakened immunity, recurrent infections, premature aging, skin and connective tissue damage, lower quality of life, increased medical costs, morbidity and reduced lifespan. In short, delaying necessary changes is far more expensive, in health, time, and suffering, than acting early. So, to summarize, sugar in moderation is not the enemy, excess is. Reducing sugar intake protectively guards your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Watch for warning signs, act early, and adopt a sustainable, balanced self-care plan. Small, consistent changes over time are more powerful and more sustainable than drastic overhauls. You have the power to shift your habits. It may feel challenging at first, but your body will reward you with better energy, clarity, mood, and resilience. This article is for educational purposes only and does not substitute medical advice. Always consult your physician or a registered dietitian before making major changes to your diet, especially if you have existing health conditions or are on medications. Take one step today. Choose water instead of soda. Skip one dessert. Reduce sugar in your coffee by a little. Over time, these choices compound, and you'll find sweetness in your life without compromising your health.